I have something to share with you all that should lead you to think about sales a little bit differently, because the word has all salesmen know that the word has a negative connotation to it. We know that, and I'm not even a traditional salesman anymore. I used to sell cars for a long time, but I'm in banking now, so I sell different kinds of things now. But um, it's still a part of my life. And so there's one thing I noticed yesterday with a customer. I was with my coworker. We were behind the teller line. I work at a bank, and the customer comes up and they start talking about my coworker tells him like, hey, yeah, so like, I know you don't have an account here, but anytime you're thinking about, possibly getting a loan or any other financial products, just know that we can help you with that. Okay. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm a little bit too old to have loans right now. And he's like, even credit cards. He's like, even credit cards, I don't really mess with too much. Although I've been tempted before. He's like, I've been tempted to get them. And right there, I was kind of just a bystander because he wasn't my customer, but my coworker was talking to him and working with him and like doing a transaction for him. And I saw right there, like, okay, in my head, the way my mind works, it's why were you tempted? What made you want to get one in the first place? Like, why did you want a credit card in the first place? I want to know that. I want to know why you wanted one in the first place. Like, why are you saying that you were tempted? What kind of caused you to stop, to like not get it? Or like, what was that scenario? I want to be put in the shoes of like, I want to understand the customer, because there's one common misconception with sales that people have, that it's like shoving something down someone's throat when they don't want it. The whole key, the whole golden key, and I'm not saying it's easy, but this is the goal. If you focus on this goal, it'll make selling so much easier. If you can focus on getting in the other person's mind to understand how they think, why they're saying yes to something, why they're saying no, why they needed a certain product at a certain time in the past. When you find out the things that they care about, like who is in their family, like those things unravel themselves naturally as you use your curiosity to your advantage in these scenarios. What would lead them to say yes to something? What leads them to action? What feelings do they have about what they're involved in the moment? And that's always been something that's super fascinating to me when I was studying for advertising, is like when you'd see these billboards out on the highway, like for how much these companies spend on a monthly, daily basis, weekly basis to get certain amount of impressions, whoever's in charge of that marketing campaign, they know that the colors that you use, the words that you use, the honestly even the angle of like the way the picture is being presented matters. All of that matters because what you're trying to do is get the right person to take action. Because think how many people are driving past that sign, that on a sign that isn't optimized for something like that. They're driving past something that they desperately need every single day, missing it. And so when people talk about sales being sleazy, or like, oh, I don't want to force something on a customer, it's like if the customer agrees that something would be useful to them in their life, is it not your responsibility to make sure that they have access to it? Is it not your responsibility to make sure that they know that they could change their life if they wanted to? There's plenty of salespeople that aren't pushy. And they do numbers. They run numbers around the people that are super aggressive, and vice versa. It's just whatever resonates with you, whatever works with you, because sales is just making. Someone called it a bridge of trust. No, what they call it, a transfer of belief over a bridge of trust. That's kind of cool and cheesy at the same time. I don't like it personally, but it's really just like, when you ask enough questions, the right questions, the questions that would lead you to understand the customer more, with that goal in mind of, I want to understand this customer. I want to understand what makes them tick. What do they care about? Because the thing is, with that scenario I told you about the customer that said, yeah, I've been tempted to get a credit card before, and he ended it there. And my coworker said, well, they're good for they're just kind of good for, emergencies and stuff like that. And the customer said, oh, I hadn't thought about it that way. He said that, but it doesn't mean he was agreeing to get a credit card, because he probably doesn't care about, like, that's not even how he was thinking about a credit card. That to me tells me, how were you thinking about a credit card? What was the reason that you wanted to get one? And then we can get to the bottom of that. We can get to the bottom of why, you know, you were right to not get one. Maybe there's a different product that can get you to what you did want. That's all I wanted to talk about today. I know I was kind of all over the place. I hope that made sense, but it's always been an absolute passion of mine, understanding what gets people to that edge of taking action when it comes to the advertising and the marketing and the sales world. It's like, what is it that about the way this resonated with this customer? What was it about the design, about the way the words were arranged that made that light bulb click to show them that, hey, that is possible for me. It showed them an inkling of a future that they could have, and they felt themselves in that reality, and they saw a way through. That's beautiful to me. But that's what you can expect to hear about on my channel. That's why I talk about affirmations. That's why I talk about self-suggestion, because it's all about changing your self-image. And when you change your self-image, when you resonate with the self-image that you're proud of, that you're happy to be, all the things that belong to that person, to that self-image, come to you with ease. They come to you with ease, yes, and I'm not advocating for being lazy, because it's really both. It comes to you with ease because you go towards it with ease. You have no resistance towards the things that you desire, because your self-image is one that is a direct link and match to the things that you actually want. Therefore, you do things with grace. You do things with excitement because you don't need them, because you already believe that you are that thing that you've been wanting your whole life. But thanks for checking into the video. If you guys like this, give it a like. If you appreciate any of my videos, including this one, subscribe. I appreciate the support. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye.